Howdy guys, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. What's going on here is we're on the northeast corner of this property. We have a landlocked piece on the other side of this ditch, and it is a deep ditch. It is a stream that has to be took care of. It's not the type of stream you get out there and you waller in, which is these days not hardly anything that we mess with. You don't waller in a stream. You'll see me drop a few chunks and stuff in the water. The water's not flowing. We're only going to be on the other side of this ditch for 2 days, and Stevie has to pull it all back out later. And when he does that, he will pick the pieces up that I drop. And the main thing is just try not to get any dirt down in the creek any more than I already have. Just life ain't perfect, but you'll see that I get very little dirt in the water. And the idea is to set this sycamore up in there, to cross on this sycamore. I butcher the wood up a little bit. I'll talk about as we get into, but let me show you the map here. So here's where we are. You can see how we're getting into you see where the ditch is, and you see here's the property line on the north side, and then on the east side, and they are farming that over there. They don't want us crossing on it over there to come to do anything to head out the other side because that's a neighbor. It really needs to be logged this way, so that's what's pushed us into this decision. So I just want to make sure you know why we're doing what we're doing. So let's get into it, and I'll talk a little bit as we go. You want to tell everybody hi? You want to come say hi to everybody? So first thing I'm doing here is I got to throw these sycamores across lengthways because it's going to be the base of my bridge. Now I'm getting kind of hard on wood here, and I'm kind of butchering it. I'm separating my trash over there on my left side. Now I'm kind of being hard on my wood here. It's a sycamore. Basically it's cheap lumber, and we just mommy boys, hard your mommy. So anyways, in sycamore we sell the upper grades, but I think it's just facing one common. I don't think we sell anything with facing one common, and it's cheaper wood at that. So I'm not concerned about making all my links perfect. It ranks real low on the priority list compared to getting across the ditch here and logging out this walnut we got over there, if you see what I mean. Now what I am cutting is still going to make logs. It's still going to make wood, but it's just not going to quite make. There's going to be waste in it because I'm boxing things in like crazy, and we know that, and we're made peace with that. What would be a real ding is if we screw up and drop soil in this creek. That'd be a real mistake. So that's lesser of the evils. And this water's deep. I don't know how many feet deep it is. I bet in the middle of it, I probably still stand up and keep my head above water out the middle, but it's deep. I bet it's neck deep out there in the middle. If I went out there and stood, I bet it'd be neck deep in the water. And here's the thing. These sycamores are, see, I cut it see, I'm cutting them logs out of that sycamore there. The skidder's 12 foot wide. So I need to set these up to where the skidders are big boys there. The skidders are 12 foot. Now that head, I can spin that head around Brutus. You'll notice that when I'm doing this shoveling. I can spin the head around this cutter full 360. but the hoses don't have a swivel in there, so you gotta, however far you wind it, you gotta wind it back the other way. And I can thread it pretty much a full 360, but I gotta thread it back or else it'll tear up hoses. And I know that from experience. You'll also notice on big, heavy trees like this that Brutus don't have quite the pinching power he needs. And I don't have quite the lift power in the boom to deal with them like I want to either. Brutus is not a din-din, but it's okay because 95% of the time he's not doing din-din work, but that 5% of the time it shows up his weaknesses, which is fine by me. I want to get out there on these logs. Get nervous because I'm getting ready to drive out there and start placing this bridge, and I'm going to have my naked tracks on these sycamore logs, and you talking about slick, and I've been splashing them in the water and stuff. You're going to talk about some slick lubricated wood here, and that's got me nervous, and I'm nervous, and if I slip off the side of this, I'm gone. I'm just gone. Turn this son of a buck over and that'll be all she wrote. So I take a little extra time as I'm doing this to make sure everything's just the way I want it. And it's not the most productive thing. I think me and Robin, it took us a few hours to get this. I think we spent 4 hours on this project. Probably 3 hours. Took us a little over an hour, dummy. I'm sorry I've slept since then. This footage was recorded in, it would have been, I think this footage would have been recorded on November the 5th or 6th. Let's say 5th or 6th. I remember talking on the radio about Kentucky, it's relevant. Putting this stuff sideways, now all that's ever going to make is pulpwood. So if I get wasteful with something, I'm going to get wasteful there. Another thing I'm kind of trying to do as I cheat through here is I'm trying to raise the deck height of this bridge up because this ground is crap. This ground is saturated, it is crap ground. It won't hold up a daggone unit. So I'm trying to add to the height so the skidder ain't trying to climb when it gets to the other end of this bridge. The skidder just right up on the other side. Show everybody. Now, I think you can watch the video, you can kind of see how I'm building this bridge. But if you want to see my thoughts behind it, check the end of this video. I get out here and I draw drawing and I kind of show you what I was thinking here as I went across this. Now you can see with my tracks, I'm starting to get up on top of this thing, and I'm going to set the camera out here in a second where you can shine down and see Brutus waller around on this stuff. So you ain't seeing like a first-person thing. You're kind of seeing it from a distance, and it helps. It does help. It was a better way to do footage than what I got here. I think it'll help people enjoy that part of it. But starting this, I had to build my way across the bridge before I walked over and set up my camera. Really. Sycamore as a tree likes wet ground. Water. You don't like wet, stagnant water.
all the sycamore you see down here kind of gives you kind of an idea what kind of ground we're dealing with here. There's some short pieces I'm throwing in there. It's not a perfect world. Things are just kind of lollycocked. I lost that one out of the water. I had to get that here in a minute. Like I said, it all didn't go perfect. I lost some. Now here's one that's going to make good deck pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and start chopping him off and making me some cross logs for the deck pieces. Because Brutus is a track machine, and them lengthways logs is not going to do much for Brutus. It needs to be widthways. And then when the skidder gets to running on him, I'm going to put some fuzz down for the skidder to run on. So that way the skidder's took care of also. But like I said, I just got to place them as Robin brings them to me.
Much of a hatchet as it is a hammer, I guess.
It's these situations right here that makes me nervous. I'm wallering seesawing on this piece of wood. And all it takes for Bruce to decide to start sliding to the right hand side right there and just fall right off of that. And this stuff makes me nervous. And you're wallering over and teeter-tottering and you got steel tracks on that daggone wood. You see what I mean? Look at all that. That makes me nervous. Look at that. I'm already over against the daggone there, you know. Daggone, that makes me nervous. And Brutus is not like a din-din. Brutus is a little bit more awkward to operate on this type of situation. So it's not easy to put yourself in a spot with Brutus and feel comfortable about where you're at, because it's the cab's so tall and the undercarriage is short. So this thing kind of flops around pretty bad on you from side to side, the X and Y axis in the seat, you know, so it amplifies what you're into by quite a bit. Whereas a din-din would be more flatter. Now I'm bringing this log up here to kind of use for a gauge, because I'm going to start chopping these trees up to the length. Now the footage ain't going to be perfect, the logs ain't going to be perfect, and somebody be on there dogging me on the lengths of my logs. And you're right. I'm not going to sit there and say you aren't right, but I'm weighing that against what all I got going on in the sycamore being sycamore, and I'm just kind of chancing it, which might be a sloppy chance to take. But I'm going to tell you, if if I was the type of guy that's built 5 or 6 bridges with Brutus, and it's all normal stuff, then I'd probably be more apt to take my time, measure all the logs out, mark them all off, and cut them up properly than I am right here today, where I'm throwing this bridge in here, trying to get it in a hurry, trying to get things rolling, keep the wood moving for tomorrow so we don't run out of work to do, and try to see that we're going to win this. I don't know that this bridge is going to work at this point. I'm just trying this. That's the thing. I'm not going, it seems like I'm going at things like I done know the outcomes, and I don't. At this point, this bridge still looks real skeptical to me. By the time we get all done, it looks a lot better. But at this point, it's looking skeptical. And at some point, I'm going to have to get gutsy and drive out on that thing and place them logs. And when I do, I'm going to be way up off the water to where the stakes will be high, sitting on that slimy sycamore wood, hoping Brutus don't take off in a sideways slide. You see what I mean? Because I don't have to slide about 3 or 4 feet and then off I go. And then we've lost the cutter. I don't know how I'd recover something like that. It would suck. It would be terrible. And I wouldn't turn out in none too good a shape either, possibly. Because if I make a fall like that and hit it, it's liable to knock me out or something. And then underwater, I don't know how long I'll last before I suck up a big bunch of water. You know what I mean? That type of mentality. And I know I'm playing the fear-mongering game here, but I am really nervous. I am saying I'm legitimately inside the cab of this thing. I am nervous getting up there like that. If I was on dirt, it'd be a different story, but I'm not. I'm on slimy sycamore wood, and that just makes me nervous. And the whole time, Robin's skidding there off of Derek. Derek's cutting the sycamores out there with his hot saw, and I'm trying to keep Robin and Derek going so they ain't waiting on me. Hang tight. Robin, do a drag or something for a minute or so, maybe 2 drags. Give me some time to do some work here, because I don't know if I want any more big ones or just small ones.
I think Roger's got everything caught up. There's a bunch of them over there in front of me, or was. Okay, my bad. Can't really tell now.
Well, if you wanted to, Robin, bring me more trash. I know I'm going to need more of that before it's over with. Just bring me a bunch of trash if you want. I'm gonna break in here one more time and let you all know that watch those of you that's interested in seeing how this worked and stuff and what I thought about it and stuff. Play it to the end and you'll see how I work the trash in. And then you'll see at the end I'm gonna draw a little drawing and kind of show y'all what mentally my thoughts was. And I would sure like to see what you all think about it, and if somebody's got anything to add to it as far as making it better next time, maybe. It did its job. It kept the mud out of it and stuff like that, out of the ditch and stuff like that, and through the trash held our bridge together fine. Everything did work out fine. I don't know if it's covered or not. Stevie covered some of it towards the end of this, I think, or on the next video or so. But oh, and I showed a little clip at the end of this where I cut a big tree, and you can see me hit Derek's cutter. I hit Derek. It could have been real bad. Turned out lucky, but I cut a tree for Derek, and actually we got confused and yinged and yanged, and then I got him with a tree. But watch it till the end. Thanks, guys.
In the bottom, and then I'm putting all the trash on top, and I'll finally get that trash all walked in. And when that's all done and said and good and fancy done, like, I'll get the big tree and put on this side. I'll get a big tree and put on that side. So we got a daggone guardrail. I don't feel good about this till we got a guardrail on it. But I got my lanyard hooked up so I can't fall in the river. So I'm good and safe. Keeping it real safe. The Ruby Redbone Bridge. And I need more trash in here. I need plenty more trash is what I need. And they'll keep dragging me trash as Derek cuts. I'll get done filling this in. I'll probably come over and I'll do some cutting and I'll make my own trash for a little while. But it's gonna work. A little nerve-wracking in the beginning, but it's gonna work.
So here's the thing. We got, let's see, we got the bank, Mississippi River there in the middle, or something of that nature. Anyways, long story short, what am I doing? Long story short, what my mentality is, of course, people do it their own way, but you take, okay, so here's the bottom log, and here's the bottom logs, and this keeps us up out of the stream. You know, say this is a log here, or whatever. I don't know, I'm not a very good drawer. So that's your log. Why does this camera keep having trouble? So then you put your cross logs, so that's holding up your weight within reason. But then you put all your cross logs across it, pretty snug. But now you got, and that's sycamore, so that's lubricated logs setting crossways of lubricated logs. You know, it's pretty slick. As you drive across, it can see. So we got the guardrails on each side that's still got some holes to get a tire started in it. So we laid all our trash on top of there and let it hang over the sides just a little bit. And if you're looking at it from the end view as you're driving across the bridge, jump up here and look at the end view. So here's the side rail, here's the side rail. The trash all sits in here, and it's all makes a mat, and it bows down to the center. So what the trash will end up doing is serve multiple, so say here's your skidder tire crossing, you know. So, okay, I'll draw the tread, all right. Craftsman or drawer, I just ain't good freehand. So the idea is that, oh, it's time to shut down and get to bed. The idea here is that that trash will hold all your stuff together, and also since we're crossing a stream, it'll keep our trash up on top. And when Stevie comes through later pulling it up with a din-din, if we get any soil or anything like that, instead of falling down in the water, we can scoop it off with the trash as we take it back off the bridge. And then the trash can later on be squared away. And the trash can later on be squared away, pulled away, and scattered all around to keep any erosion or anything from getting down into moving soil down into the ditch, which is not going to happen there anyways. You've seen what a soft, soggy bottom that thing was. There's no water. There's nothing moving. There's no erosion there. It's just going, it's settling there is what it's doing in that area. So, hope y'all like this. Let me know what you think. Comment on there. If anybody's got any critiques on my bridge, well, it's not my bridge, on the Ruby Redbone Bridge there, comment down below and let us know. Help all of us out. Now listen, if you're a smart logger out there, or even if you're a dumb logger, or you're smart or dumb, anything else, if you got ideas, please share them with us. I've learned so much from you guys, and you all have helped me become a way better logger, and helps me help the people that I'm working for and trying to help out. And it's greatly appreciated from my standpoint and on behalf of my family and everything, the help that you all do to me as far as teaching me, educating me, and helping me be a better logger. So thanks a lot, everybody. Hope y'all have a good one. Hit all the buttons and ring all the bells. Thanks, guys. Later on.